And good Thursday morning. How are you today? Chilly as we're waking up. 31 right now. Our high should reach somewhere around 56 before this afternoon is over. Now, yesterday it was claimed that there'd be sunshine, but boy, I sure didn't see it till almost dark. It was, 4 o'clock before that stuff started coming around those clouds. We should have sunshine today. We'll put that should in there. 56 for the high. Details on the forecast and so much more coming up in a few moments there, and what went on across America over the last 24 hours. We've got all those headlines, plus the big show coming up at 7. I hope you'll join us for that. Lots of guests coming in this morning. We'll let you know what's happening up and coming this morning. Getting ready for the Christmas parade that is going to be in Collinsville this weekend. That will kick off on Saturday night. They're looking to make it a big one. If you have not signed up for that, still time to get in. We'll give you all that information also coming up at 7. So now go to Collinsville as we speak of it and go to the First Collinsville Baptist Church.
We continue on in the second week of the Advent season with our focus on peace. Now, normally when we think about peace, we think about a concept. We want world peace. We use peace as a bidding farewell. Many Christians around the world even use this word liturgically in their weekly gathering. They say, "Peace be with you," as a greeting to fellow saints. But what are we literally talking about? Or to be more precise, who are we literally talking about? Peace is not just an ethereal idea or a state of being. It's a physical person. We've spoken all this week about the person of peace, the peace that came down 2 millennia ago in the person of Jesus Christ. And to further evidence this point of Christ being peace personified, let me read to you the words of the Apostle Paul in Ephesians 2:14 through 18. "For he is our peace, who made both groups one and tore down the dividing wall of hostility. In his flesh he made of no effect the law consisting of commands and expressed in regulations, so that he might create in himself one new man from the two, resulting in peace. He did this so that he might reconcile both to God in one body through the cross, by which he put the hostility to death. He came and proclaimed the good news of peace to you who are far away, and peace to those who are near. For through him we both have access in one Spirit to the Father." The wording here points us to believe that this was likely, again, a fragment of a hymn carried by the early church and quoted by Paul here in this letter. And it explains to us the effect of Christ, peace in the flesh. He holds all of us together. He binds us as one people, no Jew, no Gentile, just one faith family. Fighting ceases. Hostility is torn down. We're reconciled to each other and to God. All done under one Lord, Jesus Christ, the Prince of Peace. I pray that our Lord causes you to tear down hostility, to amend relationships with those you've cut off, and may it all be done in the name of the one Lord, Jesus Christ. May you be blessed this Advent season. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Hope you enjoyed that message. Always good to see them. They'll be opening up for church on Sunday. Hope you can drop by there. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. If you've never watched us before, and welcome to the show. We're going to give you some headlines from across America. 7 o'clock, we'll go local from where we're from, but welcome to the show. But we sure have been getting some pretty Christmas pictures from all across the nation. If you happen to go somewhere, share it with us. And those of us who can't get away that would love to see what you're seeing. As we see our headlines this morning, we start out with articles of impeachment. Oh, yeah, that's starting again. This time, they're after RFK Jr. Democrat Senator Haley Stevens has filed those. It's one right after the other. It seems like somebody was trying that against Donald Trump a few weeks ago. Over and over and over. Now, I have not in my life ever been to New York City. I know it's beautiful this time of year as Christmas rolls in, just before the new mayor takes over. But they have put up, and I get it, I do, because we have so many people. The Christmas tree there at Rockefeller Center. Used to, you could walk up in front of it and have your picture taken. Now there's barriers around it, some few feet away, that you have to stand at to get your picture in front of the tree. No, I'm serious. There's people that don't like Christmas trees and what Christmas stands for, so they have to take precautions for those who want to do harm. In the South, that's just hard to imagine that someone would want to do that, but there are other parts of the nation that do. I agree with the statement that I am getting ready to tell you about. How long has the Republican Party been in charge of Congress? I don't know if many things that have really happened that have been passed. Now, Trump has been working very hard behind the scenes. He signed a lot of executive orders. I don't think many of those have ever been made into law. What does that tell you? The next time a Democrat takes over, president takes over, those will go away. And as it puts it here, our GOP had the majority in Congress for 342 days, and not one secure election law has been passed. That's the truth. You know what else is bad at this? I don't know how long this has been going on. It looks like somebody could have come up with a plan by now as you talk about Obamacare. Now, I don't care who you are watching me right now. As an American, insurance is absolutely high. Currently, I want to say for me and my wife, I'm paying $1,500 a month right now. We have a $9,000 deductible before anything can be paid or done. That's ridiculous. So it absolutely does no good. Your insurance is virtually worthless. I don't go to the doctor a whole lot, but when I do, there's nothing going to be paid for. It's out of pocket plus the $1,500 a month. Now it's getting ready to go up. I think it's going to go up to somewhere around $1,800 a month. That's going to be this new thing that is getting ready to happen as insurance rates are fixing to climb for every American. And all these years, the GOP has yet to come up with something better than Obamacare or fix Obamacare. Whether I'm paying $15 or this new proposed rates that are coming up that could rise it to $1,800 is ridiculous. Now, it's been this past November marked my 6th year since I survived a heart attack. Do they hold that against me? I don't know. But it's ridiculous. No one can continue to pay this stuff and still eat. Do you realize what that could do for your family budget to have that back in it each month? That's a lot of money. And it's just washed, in my opinion. I'm not the only one, and I know you're out there. You feel the same thing. I did look into that Christian insurance, and it was so few doctors that would accept it is why I didn't go with that. And I got the Blue Cross thing, if you're wondering where I've got it. But there's a lot of these that don't fall into the plan. It sounds cheaper than you go to the doctor to use it, and then that place just will not accept it. And that's why I went with this one instead of the Christian plan. But if I'm doing something wrong, please somebody let me know. Here's something to keep in mind as we look at Governor DeSantis. Listen to this closely. He has just proposed a $117 billion Florida budget for the 26-27 year, plus the sales tax holiday. That is $117 billion less than New York City's annual budget. And again, it's $117 billion less than New York's budget. And Florida has 15 million more people than New York City. Somebody do some arithmetic here. Kind of ridiculous, isn't it? I thought so. I'm not sure this was long enough. As we look at arrests and things that have been happening, we got a Raleigh man who's been sentenced to federal prison. Again, I've told you many times it doesn't matter what side of the political fence that you're on. If someone makes a threat toward a president or a political figure, something needs to be done. He threatened Biden and the Secret Service. He's going to get a little over 2 years in jail for doing that. 31-year-old. He threatened Biden and a Secret Service agent. I think Biden was still sitting when all this happened, but he'll get 2 years. Doesn't seem like a lot to threaten a president, does it? Doesn't. Like Joe or not, you cannot do that. We also have someone else in the New Jersey area. They're twin brothers, and I'll show you. This is from Homeland Security as we pull this up right here. This one and this one here, these two, they're twin brothers there, threatened ICE. And as you'll see what they threatened to do, the secretary there. Just something you don't do, but you needed to know about that as well. What else is happening this morning? I had to look this lady up. I did not know her. And I'm guilty of people from other states other than my own that I'm just not familiar with them. And I looked her up. Her name is Joni Ernest. Let me show you her picture here. Here she is. She's on the Senate Small Business Committee. She's a ranking member of the Senate Small Business Committee as you look at that. And she's done a lot there. Joni K. Ernest. Born in 1970, so that puts her around 56 there. She's from Iowa. And her question, it's a good one. $79 billion in COVID fraud could have been prevented in 4 basic questions, she said. And here it is. Do you have a Social Security number that's valid? Does this number match the name? Does the birth date match? And is the individual alive? $79 billion wasted that we know of just on that COVID part there. They were handing out checks like it was seconds at Kentucky Fried Chicken. Y'all know that as well as I do. It was abused and done wrong. Not to mention we shouldn't have been made to take a COVID shot. They've got a recording. I won't play it. And this goes to I want to say it's Maine, Department of Motor Vehicles. Guy calls in and he's asking questions about how to get a driver's license. And basically, the person on the end of the line walks them through, if you're not a United States citizen, how to acquire a driver's license in the state of Maine, even though you're not legally supposed to be here or legally drive in our country. That's out there. Google it. It's well worth watching and listening to so you're aware of what's happening in other states. As we look at the fraud, and each of us know that this is just horrible out there, EBT. Now, don't take me wrong. There's a lot of people that need that little help, and they should get it when they need it in America. But it's when we have people that come here from other countries, and this is where I think they said 45% of this money that goes to this program is being wasted on people that aren't American citizens. In Ohio, they're saying they've exposed a ring that was going on with this, the EBT fraud. By owning a restaurant with an attached grocery store, using welfare benefits to buy the ingredients in bulk, and then funneling them straight into the cash register, paying into the eateries, while writing out losses for their business. It's a scam all the way around. That's not the only one in America. And again, it was having an attached grocery store to an eatery, buying it in bulk, using EBT cards, then running it through their business, and then saying the business lost money on their taxes. Then they got money back. It goes on and on this cycle. The FDA, and we'll see where all of this goes. I remember when we talked about, what was this, 5-6 years ago when we were going through the COVID mess, as we look at all of this that went on with that, you were being urged left and right by everybody to go take one. My statement was, if your doctor tells you to do that, well, then you probably need to pay attention to your doctor. It's your choice. A lot of Americans took this shot because they felt the government knew what they were talking about. They're looking at possibly there was 10 children across America who may have passed away after getting the COVID shot, who had a reaction of some sort. And they say that the numbers are higher. Has proof been brought forth on all this? I'm not real sure. But we've all heard of these stories, have you not? And that has brought distrust into America over the government and things of this nature. It goes down to this. It's a free country. We were not treated that way during that, were we? Denied restaurants you couldn't eat unless you showed a card? Sounds like another country at another time, doesn't it? There were narratives pushed during that. Rubio, I've never really thought of this. He's in the news this morning saying that we're going back to using Roman numerals when it comes to government documents. It's more professional. That was taking out during the Biden administration. I had no idea. No one sent me a memo on that, but just in case you knew. Does anybody know the Indiana football coach? Kurt Signet, I believe is his name. Just so you know, he's outsold the Pope on bobbleheads. Now, it's not going to affect anything that you do today, but I thought you might want to know. Coming to Jackson, Mississippi after the first of the year, you guessed it, Kamala Harris will be there selling her books in Jackson, Mississippi. There's also other people that have a whole lot of things to do in a day's time, and they studied, and, well, they've decided that her and Gavin Newsom sit the same the way they cross their legs. Wouldn't you hate to be the man that's compared to... Okay, we'll leave that alone. Erica Kirk is pushing back on all these, and it is tons of conspiracy theories about the death of her husband. She's saying they're just conspiracy theories. Leave it alone and roll on. It's not true. Let it be. When I think of conspiracy theories now, one name sticks out. Candace Owens. Boy, that's out there, is it not? Let's see what else is happening this morning. I did not realize this, but Alabama is challenging this, the state of Alabama, and they are challenging the Supreme Court to give an explanation on this. We all know, how many times have you watched the news and somebody claims, well, oh, I've got a mental issue. I can't be tried for this crime. Well, Alabama has just that case going on right now. And I didn't realize when they do all of this, when they determine someone's mental capacity to face a crime, the IQ level. Now, the guy in case has been sitting around for 40 years for a crime. He's claiming insanity, but he has scored, what is his scores here? 74, 72, 78, and 74 on his IQ test. They're saying, what is the actual score that you have to go below to claim this? What they're getting at is he's normal. What is it that the score that they determine that you've got problems? We'll see if the Supreme Court answers this. This is before them right now. I didn't realize there was so much involved in that. Of who deems who that is not to be brought forth before jury. Probably wouldn't like my personal opinion on any of that, but I have just that, and we'll leave it at that. That doesn't matter about him. Let's see. 3 judges now have signed off on the materials from Jeffrey Epstein. Remember that court case he got into down in Florida, and there was a lot of hush-hush stuff went on? 3rd judge has signed off on all of that to be released. That was a sweetheart deal. It'll be interesting to see what was in all that, won't it? We see that a former Real Housewife star of Salt Lake City, Jen Shah, if I'm pronouncing her name right, is going to be released from prison early. I'm sure it was overcrowding, don't you think? And for the 3rd time this year, the federal interest rate has dropped 0.25%. Now, they've been telling them all along, if you drop this, the economy would do better. It took 3 tries, and now they're at it again. Let's hope that this sticks this time and, well, helps the economy. People feel good about borrowing money. Here's another twist today. We're not around a lot of snow deep here in the south, Mississippi. Birmingham gets a little bit more than the Meridian area as we go to the northeast of here. And by the time you get to Tennessee, y'all get a lot. But Minneapolis, St. Paul, there at the airport, a man was struck by a snowplow. He's deceased now. I'm sure it's just like here to where you get bumped by a car or something, but not a lot of snowplows in our area. We're not used to all that. A self-driving car, I guess, trying to get to the hospital. A lady, well, she gave birth in the car. Bless it. Definitely can't tell the car to go faster, can you? Just that human nature missing there. We'll be right back with your weather forecast.
On a hot day chasing crime in Meridian, to make a man thirsty, there's no better way than an ice-cold Coca-Cola to quench your thirst.
Or an ice-cold Diet Coke if you prefer that flavor.
No matter where you're at, stop by a local store and support that store and Meridian Coca-Cola. They're supporting us every day.
The Scotty Ray Report studio is sponsored by Environment Masters, providing hassle-free heating and cooling, plumbing, and electrical services since 19. Oh, yeah, when that goes black, I'm supposed to talk, aren't we? Yep, let's get into that forecast now as we see our record highs and record lows today is what we've got. We go back to 1931 for a high of 81. We'll go back to 1898. That low was 16 on this day. Brr. As we look at today's high, this is what we got in the Meridian area, about 56. As we go northward, we'll see 55 in Philadelphia as the further north we go. By the time you get to the state line, it should be just about 50. Down the Mississippi River, we'll see somewhere around 54 at Greenville, Vicksburg warming up to 57, and the Gulf Coast should see 58 today. Now let's go a little further south and look at tonight's lows. What do we have going on? Meridian should see 37. Now again, we're sitting at 31 right now, so a little bit warmer tonight. As we go northward, we'll warm up to 38 there at Philadelphia and pretty much stay that way all the way to the state line, anywhere from 38 to 40 up to Tennessee. Down the river, we'll see in the low 40s there, and on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, about 46 for tonight. Now, as we come across and look at Alabama today, 54, 50 in Birmingham, Auburn. They ever get a coach, anybody? They got a coach yet? Not yet. It's still 52 and no coach in Auburn, Alabama. Bless them. They're trying real hard, y'all. We even got a coach at Mississippi State, and they ain't helped us yet. Oh, did I say that out loud? Oops. Here's our warming trend that's starting to move into this. As we go back there and look at Arizona, New Mexico, warmer weather pushing east toward West Texas, making its way toward the south as we see warmer weather kicking up right about Newton back toward the Mississippi River. Now, here's our 7-day forecast as we hit 55 today. That low tonight, 37, up to 65 on Friday. But what a change in the forecast in between yesterday and today, where we were saying, oh, there's no 40-degree weather. It's back as we go to Sunday. A high of only 48 and a low of 22. What just happened? We were sitting at 60-degree weather going into that. Monday and Tuesday are going to be downright cold. Break out the heaters, jackets, anything you got. 48, 49 for a high on Sunday and Monday with a low of 22 on Sunday night, 29 on Monday night. Pipes are already heard popping, Odie. You hear them?
That's bad.
Yeah, get you some of that stuff and wrap them quickly there. Underskirting, all that helps with this. As we get to Tuesday, we start climbing out of this with a high of 55, 40 for a low. And let's go all the way to December 25th. Let's go to Christmas Day. You're going to be a short sleeve shirt Christmas Day. Look at this, 68 on Christmas Day. Santa's coming with 67 with a low of only 53 that night. We'll even get back up to 70 and 71 on the 18th and 20th. Somebody call Mother Nature and let them know it's Christmas time. They could leave out this coming Sunday and Monday, but other than that, we're pretty good there. Here's what's happening in our fishing world today, brought to you by Parker Wholesale. They're all on top of it today. Major times to fish goes on to about 6:43. Wait a minute, that's over. As we look at this afternoon, it's going to be dark 30, about 5 o'clock before it really gets good again. You've got an hour from 11 o'clock, we'll call it, maybe to 1 if we push it there for a minor time to fish today. Sunrise rolls in at 6:46. Now let's look at the honey. We're average today at best with this, with a calm wind becoming south-southwest around 5 this afternoon. So not bad if you're going to be up in a tree. Not necessarily in a shoot house. You don't have to stay to that today. Major times to hunt today will begin really as we see this again at 5 to 7 p.m. So get there by 4 o'clock at latest if you can get out of the office and get there. We have a minor time from 11:28 to 12:30 during a lunchtime hunt. Now sunrise again 6:46. Sunset rolls in this afternoon at 4:50. Let's go over and take a look at live radar while we're here. I think I can get to that pretty quickly since I was not prepared. As we pull it up and take a look at Doc's Toyota radar, look, nothing happening in Mississippi, Alabama. Way over here in Valdosta, Georgia, I got lost with Jeff Bates over there one time. Freeze warning. Seriously, we went to a concert. Rode the bus with him.
Oh, I thought y'all was wanting some peanuts and some onions.
Oh, no, that was Jimmy Carter. I was with Jeff Bates. Always remember to fill up the bus is all I got to say. Just do that. It'll help you out there on down the road there. Good morning. I hope you've had a great time as we get ready for the morning show. We're moments away from that starting at 7 o'clock, and we'll tell you about Dumb and Dumber. Yes, they're going to be the highlight of our story this morning as they rob the store and run out of gas. We'll tell you more about that. Seriously.
We talked about it yesterday.
I know we did, but we got their picture now.
Yeah, both. It was two of them.
Two of them. One a driver, man alive. If you're ever my driver, fill up before we go anywhere.
I ain't gonna wait on you.
We'll be right back. Join us live at 7 as we bring you all the news and headlines locally here at the Scotty Ray Report.